All right,
All
we're
right.
live at the MXPTV, MotoXAddicts.com hangout. Just chilling. It's a motocross hangout. We've got no racing this week. We're kind of off, hanging out in between High Point and Muddy Creek. So round 4 over, round 5 a week out. Guys got a week down, doing some mountain biking and stuff like that, obviously. But yeah, today we have some really cool guests. Obviously, we have our normal people in the house. We got Matty Rice there playing some ping pong, drinking some Red Bull.
Yeah, right.
I have no idea what the story behind that is. We've got Chase Yocom in the house from MotoXAddicts.com.
What's going on, guys?
We were at the MXPTV, MotoXAddicts.com. Just chilling. It's a motocross hangout. We've got no racing this week. We're kind of off. We've also got Matt Wozney from MXPTV down there.
How's it going?
And we've got some background noise that we always get every week, it seems like. But yeah, we're going to jump right into it. Just so you guys know, you can ask questions. If you want some, ask Dean Wilson, who's in the house down there, and Tommy Weeck, who's also in the house hanging out with us right now. If you want to ask him questions or ask any of us idiots some questions, you can go on the Q&A on the YouTube channel, on MXPTV YouTube's channel, or you can go on MXPTV's Google Plus and ask some questions, or you can just hang out and do nothing. But yeah, first of all, we're going to hang out with Dean Wilson. Scottish-born, Canadian, California, Floridian, hanging out in California right now. Off for a little bit. We don't know exactly how much. So how you been doing, Dean, and what have you been up to?
I've been doing pretty good. I mean, obviously I've just been kind of doing some therapy and just trying to get healthy, and therapy went really well. I mean, like, within the first week, I was just working on straightening my leg because where the cut was and everything, it was really hard to straighten it up. So just did a lot of that, and yeah, I mean, it was going really well, and I got the release to start riding again. So went out today, and well, actually started on Tuesday, and then I rode today, and yeah, it was good. I'm feeling quite comfortable and just happy to be back on the bike. So it was definitely an injury that could have been really bad, but we got lucky. So that's one positive from it, that we got lucky that we didn't, hit any tendons or nerves or anything like that.
I don't think anybody that looked at that picture that you put on Instagram thought you got lucky. What happened? Was it a foot peg? I mean, I know there's a lot of people were wondering. What did that?
To be honest, I'm not even sure what it was, because like, if you look at my pants of my motocross gear, and there's no cut marks on my pants, there's no tear marks, and there's no blood or anything. So like, it could have been anything. It could have been the foot peg, it could have been my knee brace strap, it could have been a rock, I don't know. It could have been a fender. I really don't know. So there's no footage of it, so that really doesn't help us out.
Yeah, well, all of us have wadded. We've all broken collarbones and stuff. Like when that first happened, I mean, it wasn't something broken. Did you know something was bad right away? Was it like leaking?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much tumbled from the top of the hill. Well, halfway down the hill I tumbled. So, I had to gather myself for a minute, and then once I gathered myself, I tried to kind of stand up, and my leg just wiggled when the muscle contracted, and I sliced my muscle. And I lost some muscle on that. So, yeah, I mean, I thought I blew my ACL out or something, because I just never had that feeling before. And then, yeah, we got to after unit, and I ripped my pants off, my knee braces, and yeah, there was just some meat hanging out my leg. It was pretty gnarly. So, yeah, that was the end result of that.
Yeah, that's not good. Hey, Matt down there, you got something you want to ask Dean?
Yeah, I mean, what have you been doing with your time off? I mean, it's been, it's a bummer not being on a bike, obviously. So what have you doing with your time off now?
I've just been, honestly, I was just doing therapy, and I kept my fitness up. I was trying to go to the gym and keep myself busy, and yeah, that was it. My main focus was getting healthy and trying to get my leg good again, and I think I just really stuck to the program with that. Like I had to really keep my leg elevated, because every time I would put like weight on it and stuff like that, it would start to swell up, and so I was like, I'd work it really hard one day, but then the whole rest of the day I'd have to like elevate my leg and ice it, and I was really on top of that. And I think that's what made me heal so well, was I I worked my leg really hard and did a lot of exercises and stuff like that. But you know, I really took care of it afterwards and made sure that I aced it and kept the swelling down. Because pretty much the first 2 weeks, it was a pretty good process. But once the swelling went down, that's when my results of like being able to do things were massive. You know, I felt a lot better. So while I was injured though, like the first probably week, I watched Breaking Bad on Netflix and pretty much just
Nice.
finished the full 5 seasons in like 4 days. So I was quite busy with that.
That's awesome.
So, are you planning on getting? I mean, if your career's over, is cooking meth in the future, or?
No, I'm not smart enough for that, unfortunately. Even though the money does look nice. I mean, he got to a point where he was making too much money. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind being in that situation.
Yeah. Maddie, what are you doing down there? Playing ping pong? You got a shot for Dino down there?
Yeah, all right, Dean, hold on. I'm going to serve this back up here.
All right,
what do you
give
think
me
this
that
backhand?
shot here.
Dude, I've been just nailing points. We're at the Wozplex Cup right now.
Okay.
And I'm one off.
Okay.
All right. There it is.
I really just can't compete or relate because I just don't play ping pong. So.
I have no idea either, Dino.
All right, well, there's my first question. Why don't you play ping pong?
Because for one, I don't own a ping pong table. I mean, when I'm at my friend's house and that, we have a good game. But other than that, yeah, I'm just, you know.
Killing me.
Only thing, I mean, Forrest Gump played a lot of ping pong.
We play a lot of ping pong. You can play it injured too, man. You got that knee. You don't really move a whole lot. You move a whole lot of space. Lieutenant Dan probably did it.
I play a lot of ping pong. I do. But yeah, Chase, you got something for Dino?
Yeah, Dean. First year working with Rhino, I believe. Man, how cool is that? Working with a legend in motocross and supercross, and you know, what's a week for you in Rhino world?
Yeah, pretty much like right now, I just work with Rhino in the gym, and yeah, it's good. I mean, we you know, we have good circuits that we do, and it's just a pretty good atmosphere in the gym, and we all work hard, and so yeah, we put in our work and our time, and pretty much it.
Does he like come out to the practice tracks with you, give you tips, pointers on sections or anything, or?
No, not anymore. I kind of just went back to the guy that I used to always train with, Sam. He's helped me since I was like 15 in the B class. He's just someone that really kind of understands me and kind of I don't know. He's kind of busy. He has a company that he runs and stuff like that, but he just kind of helps me here and there. But yeah, I do that, and then I go to Rhino's gym, and so I have a pretty good schedule, and I'm happy with that. So it's good.
You got any good Rhino stories for us at all, or any that you can tell on air?
I got one that's not that bad. We went road biking for the first time, and this is the first time I started training with Rhino, and we went for a good ride, and we were back in the wine country, and yeah, we're just having a good ride. We're talking to each other, learning about each other, because this is when we first met, and this car almost cleaned us both out, and there was nobody on the road. Rhino starts pedaling after this truck as if he's going to catch it, and this truck pulls over, and then they're just in each other's face, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is gnarly. Like, I could have swore they were about to throw down, and yeah, I was like, oh, well, that's Rhino for you. So it was actually pretty funny, but it was pretty heated at the moment.
Hey, you know that they're coming out with another Breaking Bad show called Better Call Saul?
No.
It's supposed to be out next year, man. I'm pumped. I'm a big Breaking Bad fan too.
Oh, wait, Saul is the lawyer, right?
Yeah, Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman.
Yeah, that'll be sweet.
Saul Good. I love that guy. So, Dino, though, how are you feeling at Glen Helen when you got there? I mean, the first one was fourth, right?
First moto was 6th.
6th.
Yeah, the first moto was. I mean, it was actually not that bad. We honestly, it was last going into the first turn, and I've never raced the Glen Helen National before, but a lot of the lines kind of like there would be a bunch of lines on the straight, and then into the corners they would all funnel into one.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, as weird as it sounds, it was kind of hard to pass, and because they rip it so deep, so everybody kind of just funnels into the one line in the corners, and so yeah, I mean, I came from way back, definitely in the mid. I know I was around 27th or something around the first turn, and then I made it up to 6th, and I was all over Bogle for 5th the last lap, but just couldn't do it. But yeah, the start was horrible, the first moto, but I was fine with it. I just wanted to, like, you know, a top 5, top 3 would have been good enough for the first round, and the second moto, my start was actually pretty good. I was 6th or something, so I was happy with that, and then the red flagged it, so that sucked, and then we got back again, and I was probably about maybe 10th in that start, and I was in 4th, I think, when I crashed, so I only had 2 laps to go, which sucked, so it was a pretty crappy situation.
Yeah, I'm sure you're watching now, and what do you think of what's going on? Your teammate Blake Baggett's obviously, he kind of started like with you. He was just kind of like, you know, trying to just get a top 3 in the beginning and working. Now Blake's back into motion, and Jeremy Martin is maybe a little bit of a surprise. Did it surprise you at all where he's at?
Yeah, it surprised me a little bit, but I mean, he's really fast, and I just think he's had such a crappy Supercross season where he's just so focused on outdoors. Probably at the second time he didn't make the main event in Supercross, he was just like, he's probably like, his mind probably wasn't even in Supercross season, you know, because when you miss 2 races, you're not even in contention. So I'm sure he was, you know, pretty focused on outdoors, and yeah, he's just been, you know, he's been going really fast and getting good starts. I think good starts was really key to Glen Helen, and I think the way I look at it is that if you come into Glen Helen and, you know, he got a good start and then he checked out, won by a big margin, and that's the perfect way to start off the season, because then, boom, you got that confidence and you know you can win. And then the second moto, he pretty much did the same thing, and he just had the confidence and knew he could win, and that takes you really far. Yeah.
What do you got? You got something for him there, down there, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, I had a question there, but I kind of flipped it out. But other than that, you're very active on social media, obviously. I mean, you know, the followers you have is definitely up there with ranked up with a lot of the other riders out there. I mean, what are some tips you think for, I guess, younger riders that are coming up in the amateurs? Because I deal with them a lot, you know, with even social media, things like that. What are some tips that you could probably give them, maybe, as far as helping their promote themselves on social media, let's say? Do you have any tips on that?
Don't take pictures of your dinner. Just don't take pictures of food.
Okay.
That's the first one. And then, I don't know. I mean, you just got to be yourself. Show your character. You know, some things may cross the line a little bit. That's funny, and some people are going to get offended with it, and then some people are going to think it's funny. But you're just being yourself, so you don't want to act like someone you're not. So I just be myself and have fun with it and race my dirt bike, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of that, like, you know, as far as, like, you know, just they're totally not them. You know, it seems like online. You know, you want to definitely have that connection. So that's good to know.
I've had a few posts. I've had it, and then I was about to post it, but it was just a little bit too much, so I had to pull it. You know, you got to keep the sponsors happy, so there's got to be a level of professionalism.
Yeah, definitely.
The hot girlfriend doesn't hurt either, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you got to show a piece a little bit here and there, keep her happy, you know, make her feel like she's involved, and, you know, got to keep the Messies happy always.
And don't tweet right out of surgery, right?
No, well, I haven't tweeted out of surgery since that last time where I caused a lot of trouble. But I have been on Twitter after surgery, and my mom's like, "Don't go on Twitter." But every time I'm just like, whatever. I just know better this time. But yeah.
All right, we're about to let you go. You got something for him, Chase?
Yeah, Dean, obviously saw a video, I think it was today, from Buttery Films. Showed you back on the bike, so I'm guessing that you're back on the bike, and when can we expect a return?
Yeah, that was from Tuesday, actually, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure on a return date yet. I mean, I don't want to come back too early. There's no reason for me to. I want to come back when I'm ready. But yeah, I don't know yet. Maybe possibly Redbud if I'm feeling good. So we'll just see.
Sounds good, man. Well, I'm pumped to see you back out there. It's kind of a bummer. It's a really big bummer to see you not out there. So looking forward to seeing you back.
One last thing, you know, I mean, it's a hot topic. We all know about it. You told me actually about the PR dropping. What do you think about drug testing in the sport, and how it was kind of handled this week?
I don't know. I mean, the drug testing, it can. I don't know. That's a tough question because, like, I mean, you know, the problems with the Adderall, from what if someone's prescribed to it their whole life and, like, you know, they've had ADD or whatever, I don't see why it should be a problem if they've always taken it. But if they took that Adderall and they never had a prescription and, you know, they're doing it to get an advantage, then yeah, something should be done. But like, I mean, I just don't think anybody should be doing anything to get an advantage if it's not allowed. But I just don't even think they should have, you know, if they never had drug testing and just let anybody do whatever they wanted, then there probably wouldn't be any problem with it. So then it's an equal playing field. So,
fair enough. Yeah, it's gonna obviously
testing is an equal playing field, and then there'd be no BS. But you know, now they have drug testing, which is fine. That's cool with me because I mean I don't do anything. But you know, if you know, people can take it and get an advantage when it's not allowed, which is not cool.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's just it's kind of unfortunate that it's kind of taken over everything this week, and I hope it kind of blows over, and I hope, like you said, it's just something he was prescribed. But on a good note, I'll be pumped to see you back at Redbud, and thanks for doing this. I really appreciate you coming on the show. And anybody got anything else they want for him before I let him go?
I think. I mean, best of luck and heal up. I think, you know, and definitely always like seeing you out there. So that's always a good thing. And just heal up, man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right, see you, Tommy. Keep up those mountain bike skills, Tommy. All right, see ya.
Yeah, just click the red button and you're out.
All right, cheerios.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's gotten, like, it seems like he's gotten more Scottish over the years. I don't know, what do you guys think?
He needs a kill. He needs a kill to complete the
accent. It's so thick now.
Well, Dino's out, and we got Tommy down there right now. Northwest native, just ripper, pitting out of a pickup truck right now, just killing it. And I saw your 6 setup at Hangtown. You're out there running top 10s. Unfortunately, you had a bad crash there. But what's up, Tommy? How you been?
Getting to ride my dirt bike. Another day, another beautiful day in Southern California. Just living the life, man. Trying to enjoy it while I can. I'm still young and love to ride, so why not?
Are you living down there now, or are you just staying down there now and still living in Washougal?
I go back and forth. I spent a couple months up in Washougal. When I seen you, what was that, May or beginning of May, I think.
Yeah.
But then I've been down here, you know, the last couple months since, and you know, this is where my parents live, so primarily based here, and like to go up there for the summers more or less.
Well,
not to migrate north, put it that way.
All right, cool. You're turning heads this year. I mean, and I'm just gonna come right out and ask it. I mean, there's been mention that maybe you'd be considered for this factory Honda fill-in ride. Have you heard anything? Anything? A whisper, a phone call, a tweet, anything?
I did hear that my name was being thrown around. As far as the importance of factory Honda wanting to get a privateer, everybody knows it's really unlikely. It's very far-fetched, especially when Trey is out there on the podium. You know, if Trey wasn't necessarily getting on the podium, I think they might be a little bit more in an urge to try and find a second rider. But with how outstanding Trey's doing, you know, it probably is harder for them to come in and get a second guy like myself. But, you know, I really tried to blow up the social media and see if I could get the Northwest going for it, and it definitely went like fire. So, you know, I had fun with it, and like I said, at the end of the day, it's just me trying to ride my bike.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, overall, who is helping you this year? What's getting you to the races this year? Because we know it's not cheap.
Me. I've been doing it, man. I went and financed a bike. I'm on the finance program. I actually just financed a second one today. But
Oh, man.
I'm just doing it. I'm trying to do anything I can and whatever I can. You know, I had a couple great people, families like the Cook family that I got to work with up in Washington, Drayton Cook, and, you know, some things like that, trying to give back to the sport of good technique and trying to teach riders to be safer. That was kind of how I was surviving up north, and then, you know, obviously since I've been south, I've just been on the go racing the nationals, just trying to do whatever I can to survive. You know, it's with having one bike though, and it being fairly stock, and especially being a 450, my costs are fairly cheap.
Yeah. How many rounds should we expect you at this summer? Everything?
I wish. I wish. You want to pay for me too? I'll go.
I noticed you were absent last week, so we'll discount that. But what are you expecting to do?
As of right now, we just got Washougal. Unfortunately, I would love to do all of them, but there's no way I'm getting back east on my budget, and I don't know, man. There's just nobody who wants to step up. You know, it's kind of the scenario with a lot of people, though.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt, you got something for Tommy down there?
Yeah, I mean, just relating kind of on the privateer side of things. I mean, I have a brother, Tyler Wozney, that is, he'll actually be doing Muddy Creek next week, but still, I think the whole privateer thing it's tough. I mean, you go from race to race like that, and especially going from where you're based out of the West going east, that's a big commitment to do that, and you got to do what you can there. So I totally understand that. I mean, It's tough. I mean, talk about some, I guess, some hardships for people that maybe don't know. I mean, you know, for people that are watching that, for a privateer to go through, you know, versus, you know, people that just know, you know, the factory riders, let's say. So.
What are the costs, Tommy? Yeah.
Well, here, I'll give you my week after Hangtown. Everybody's got to see my wonderful crash at Hangtown. It was beautiful. I escaped fairly awesome. The bike was absolutely mangled. The fact that I got to ride second moto was incredible. I put the spare set of bent bars that I had in the back of the truck on. My mechanic grabbed the radiator that was touching the header and bent it back and wire tied the whole side shrouds, and I mean it was some serious duct tape and backwoods stitching. But we got the bike together for second moto, and we went and raced. And after that, I spent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Obviously, Monday's your day to order parts. Sunday shops are closed. Monday, Tuesday, I waited. Parts showed up Wednesday. You know, it was a whatever it was. I didn't even want to look at the bill, but got the bike 100% ready. I framed it myself with another guy Wednesday night. We loaded up Thursday morning, drove all the way to Colorado, stayed Colorado Friday night, did tech, raced Colorado, drove all the way Saturday night Colorado back to Del Mar and raced again at here in California, Southern California, just to try to make $1,000 to pay for the fuel to do it. You know, that was basically just the fuel cost.
Yeah.
So, you know, we do what we can. I basically estimated between $1,500 to $2,500 per race.
And what does like 15th give you?
Like $500.
Yeah. Not enough.
Basically, if you're gonna do it, you have to figure out how to. You have to be able to pay for your season without expecting AMA money. I didn't get paid from AMA until after Colorado even.
Yeah.
So, you know, unless you have it set up, you know, I tried to do it in years past where you try and go off your AMA money, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and I know you're notoriously hard on bikes. We know that. And so was
better.
You're getting better. Was the 450 was that mainly a move because of costs on repairs and keeping it going?
To be honest, it was the only option because there was no $4,000 to build a race motor for a 250F.
Yeah.
You know, that was basically just to get the motor built, you know. So I would love to be riding the little bike still, but, you know, the 450 is just being able to have one bike, a practice and a race. You know, I got a high compression piston in it, and we're going racing. It was simple as that.
Hey, Maddie down there, you done playing ping pong?
I'm a little overzealous. I gotta apologize to everybody. I double-clicked my mic, so if you heard some ping pong playing and maybe a couple shits, and damn it, during the talk about the drug testing, that was my bad.
You got something for Tommy here?
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to talk about, you know, like, what is your plan for the Nationals? Like, we had the West Coast ones. Now we're going east. What's the actual plan? Like, where are you going to make it out to? And if not on the East Coast, what do you got going on in the West?
Well, I mean, like I said just a minute ago, getting east is just, there's no way. It's not feasible for what the cost of what we make is unless I can get a sponsor to actually step up and say, you know, here's an allowance, this is what you got per week, this is what, you know, your fuel money is, or blah, blah, blah. Going east is just not going to happen. So for me right now, it's about finding money races and races to survive. There's quite a few over on the West Coast right now between, you know, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, that I'm going to try and just hit every single one that I possibly can to save up enough money to keep rolling. Get it Washougal National, and, you know, unfortunately last year we really had a terrible year with the bike that I had, so it's one I'd like to forget, and I'd like to make another 2011's appearance. You know, I definitely feel my physical endurance is on par of where it was that year, so you know, if I can get a bike that actually runs, hopefully we can get a good run going and try and sink it into the top 10 in the 450 class.
Yeah, there's a bunch of races up here. I mean, it's kind of like the Weston Pike, kind of the Weston Avenue of what he did the last few years. And I mean, is someone like Weston kind of an inspiration? Because he did all the Oregon races that we're talking about here, the Chaos, the Thursday night one, and basically just went around doing money races, and now he's got a factory bike. Is that kind of a little bit of an inspiration for you?
It's definitely an inspiration to see, you know, somebody that works hard and chases their dreams, that it can come true. You know, you can get that ride. That there is people out there that it does happen to if you put your effort into it, and, you know, the dude's devoted his entire life to it. You know, I mean, as we all have, but, you know, I think he's made other sacrifices that other people haven't, and that's why he is where he is. You know, I look at the money races differently nowadays than I have in the past. You know, in the past when I've done the money races, like last year when I did a few of them, it was merely to survive. You're literally out there racing only to feed yourself, basically. And, you know, that racing aspect for me was not fun. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like that. And so now that I have kind of my dad's construction company that I work for, I'm going to school full-time to get my business degree. Racing is a little bit more mellow. It's fun. It's more, I get to go to the race now, and I don't have to have that pressure of, oh, I have to make a paycheck, otherwise, fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do to eat this week, you know? And that struggle sucked last year, man. There was a, unfortunately, you know, fortunately, I can say that I did very, very well last year, and I never had that issue, but, man, I didn't like the person I became to do it. It was I wasn't friendly. So, you know, to step back and kind of realize that, though, and come at it in a different aspect, the money races it's more fun, you know. I got to keep it that way. Otherwise, you can get consumed in it, and, man, you'd hate to make a mistake and something bad happen with that attitude.
Yeah. Chase, you got anything for the recovering angry Tommy?
Yeah, I mean, is going to school and you know, working a lot. I mean, does that just completely give you a different like outlook on racing? I mean, just I mean, take us maybe through what your thoughts are on that. Maybe, you know, is that why you've kind of mellowed back down, I guess, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the risk for reward, it's not there. I mean, when I was younger and I was getting paid very good money from KTM, and damn right, I held it out there and I took those chances, you know. Or I nowadays I look at it like, especially in the outdoors, you know, okay, I'm gonna get a 10th. I'm maybe gonna make $800. Man, if I break my arm or leg, my medical bill is gonna be a lot more than that. So, you know, you actually having to work for it and pay for all this on my own and having my own insurance and trying to do all these things, you know, you definitely look at the, like I said, the risk versus the reward. And I mean, like I said, I still enjoy the actual principle of riding my dirt bike and being on it. But my key phrase this year especially, know your limits.
Yeah, for sure. I guess your second key phrase maybe is the hashtag One Bike Wonder. Love that. I love
you didn't know more though.
I know. Love that story. You know, it's always cool seeing an underdog go out there and kill it. And you know, I've been real impressed with you whenever you were out there, man. It's been awesome to see. And I was going to ask you, you know, with the One Bike Wonder thing, you know, that's your practice bike, that's your race bike. Was it just getting too many hours on it? Is that why you now are kind of looking at financing the second bike, or?
Well, there's a couple reasons. One is starting to get hours, so you know it was time to figure out how. I mean, the bike's 3 months old, and I've already put almost 60 hours on it. So you know, with that being said, it was definitely time to figure out how to get a newer bike for especially the Washougal races that are coming up. The bike that I have now is financed through a second party, and I want to be able to. This bike that I now have is primarily on my own, and it's the first bike I've ever actually had to or been able to buy without having anybody on it. You know, this is 100% my bike now. So, you know, at the end of the day, if I want to run that thing completely naked, it'll be naked.
Dude, I hope not though, because those graphics that you were running at the last round were sick.
Yeah, they were real cool, man. I wish the company would actually sell those graphics and promote them, though. It was a really cool design and a very, very unique design. The publicity that I got out of it was incredible, but unfortunately, it's just kind of a dead fish in the water with it. So we'll have something new though for Washougal and an awesome theme, and I can't wait.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
Who did those for you?
Fusion Graphics. They're always hooking me up and dialing me in. Those guys are, as you can tell, they're artists up there. That thing was a wild masterpiece.
What do you got, Matt? You got something for him?
Yeah,
I'm not letting this guy go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. I think. I mean, you know, just like hearing the whole privateer story is always really good, and like I said, I have a personal connection with it as well. So. Yeah, keep fighting the good fight, man. That's all I gotta say. I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
Hey, Tommy,
yeah, you always have a tagline too, there, Tommy. You were 5 for 55 the one year. Now you're one. I didn't even know you were One Bike Wonder this year.
Yeah, I try to have some fun with things from time to time. You know, at the end of the day, you got to figure out little things, especially, you know. Dino would probably be the best one to relate. You know, when you're in that factory position, all your life is consumed of training and regiments. And, you know, for me, it was always about finding those little things like that made me happy. You know, that year it was 5 for 5, 55. You know, I loved saying it. It was an accomplishment for me. So, you know, little things like that are, it like you said, it's inspiring for other people, but it also inspires myself.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, and it's something that you would think would have got you something too, and it really didn't. And I hope at Washougal this year, when you kill it, you don't get that. I mean, I remember last time when you were killing it. You know, I'm not going to name names, but there was guys running around the press tent just going, "Yeah, oh yeah, he lives here, so we expect it." And I just hope this year that people see, you know, because I think you're going to do awesome at Washougal, obviously for some obvious reasons, but I think that people saw this year that you're more than just fast at Washougal, and I hope when you get that top 5 this year at Washougal, that you might earn a little more respect out of it. Did that bother you at all? Because I think I talked to you about it a little bit afterwards, that people think that, oh, he lives here.
You know, you kind of got to take it with a grain of salt. It is what it is, and
Yeah.
I'm always going to have that kind of image behind it. It's a family track, and I've been riding the track since I was 6 years old. Call it what you want. I'm going to call it my track. So, you know, at the end of the day, I really don't care because I'm going to pass a lot of freaking people on that place.
All right, before we let him go, Maddie, you got anything for him?
Wait a minute. All right. No, I had the effects were coming up here and they were loading, so I couldn't click out of it. No,
He's got the paddle down. He's actually serious now.
Dude, I was sweating too much. I don't want pit stains while we're on the show. I got this light on me. I would like to keep this hung up here. We can get that somewhere. I'll just hold it. So, Tommy, what do you like about dirt bikes? You know, fuck it. This is what you should be. You know what? That's your butt patch now.
No.
No. Where's my side? God dang it. There we go.
Well, thanks for coming by, Tommy. We appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with us, and good luck the rest of the year, and I'll see you at Washougal and probably Thursday night, and probably, I don't know what they're calling it now over at Castle Rock, but Chaos and all the other stuff up here.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for having me on. It was great to chat.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys later.
All right, later,
See you,
Tommy.
man.
See ya.
Peace.
All right, so I'm asking the most serious question to Dean Wilson about drug testing, and we're getting really serious
I know.
in ping pong.
I double-clicked it, man. Screwed up. I got really into it.
Gotta pay attention.
Hey, you know what? It's not going to be like any other interview he's ever had.
You won't forget that one, that's for sure.
All right. Well.
Yeah, you know, people with their ping pong shit.
All right. Well, we got a question in, and we figure we can get that asked out there and stuff. We got Carl over here talking in here, saying that he talked to Mike and Tony Alessi last weekend at the Calgary Canadian Nationals last weekend, and he told me that the Canadian Nationals are the new place to race for factory teams from the U.S. Do we agree with that? Do we agree with you know, I mean, there are factory teams in Canada, so there's that, but it seems like he's taken the chance to go to Canada and been an opportunity. I guess it seems like a really good opportunity, I guess. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? I guess, Dan, you could take that one off.
What is he asking if it's the new place for factory teams in the U.S. to go and race?
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Has anybody done that?
I mean, Moto Concepts obviously, but before that, I mean, it's always been like, you know, there's a monster Kawasaki team out there, but that's like completely separate. Yeah, but no one's really transported from, you know, their full like the star team has not been gone to Canada, you know, or something like that.
Tony's saying that Muscle Milk Honda is going to grab Trey Kennard and Barsha, whoever they have. Obviously, Barsha won't be there, and Eddie can't. No, Tony, or whoever asked that, I don't agree. I've talked to Tony on numerous occasions, and I know that they are reaching. They really want, and Tony wants a different series. He wants a new series, and they have a lot of great ideas, and Genova does too, about a series that pays better, obviously, and takes care of the teams more. And I know Genova's been searching for that, and even talking about maybe at some point in time in life actually starting a series like that.
Oh, wow.
It has more, God, I don't know what the word is, but kind of like in football and other sports where the teams actually get paid, and it's kind of like a collective bargaining thing, and they want to do more of that. But I don't think anytime soon Canada's going to take on that role of of taking over American motocross and teams going up there.
I think that this is such a big U.S. market. The market in the U.S. is so much bigger than Canada by far. It's just, you have to be in the U.S.
What do you think, Chase?
Nah, I completely agree. I mean, obviously there's some good guys up in Canada, a lot of fast guys and stuff, but I don't see anybody factories from the U.S. going up there anytime soon. That's for sure. But like I said, I mean, it's produced some good talent and stuff. There's a lot of fast guys up there. The Fasciotti guys, those guys are fast. Canary races up there. He's pretty fast, and I mean, you got Chiz and Josh Hill and all those guys up there. They're great riders, but the cream of the crop, right now in their careers are down here in the U.S. and that's the place to be. So I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, especially the Canadian series, it seems like it's so international right now. I mean, you got a bunch of more. It seems more Americans are getting more in the mix now with that series, and you also got your Canadian crowns, obviously. But remember too, the MX1 champion is an Australian, so it's pretty interesting to see, with Brett Metcalf and that the series is it seems like it's had some lowlights, not so much what do you want to call it? I guess with the sanctioning body, things like that, they've gotten, I guess, better. But I mean, should we thank Alessi for making this move? I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool question. I mean, it's obviously the guy that asked it is Canadian. I would assume.
I don't know. I don't have the passport right here, so. Yeah.
I've just noticed that this year, I mean, because Mikey goes up there and Fasciotti runs with him really good, and I mean, all of a sudden, I've gotten a lot of tweets and emails even that Fasciotti would be top 5 down here, and I think Fasciotti is a heck of a talent, but maybe with time, I think he could be, but I don't think he would come down here and automatically be a top 5, but Mike would, and so who knows? I mean, I just think that some of the Canadians need to come down here and do some battle. I don't know. I've heard people say that they're kind of afraid to come down here and race. I probably shouldn't say that. I don't know. Did I say that? I did.
I think you did. I mean,
it's got to be awesome for the Canadian fans. So I mean, to have guys like Hill and Alessi and some of the top riders in the sport and stuff up there, to be able to watch those guys that they don't normally get to see. I mean, that's got to be a pretty cool experience for them this year, though.
Dude, and they're working Hill too. I mean, they're working, and they did run white with Alessi. I mean, they're obviously the top 10 there is really fast. It's beyond the top 10 that I think where it falls off.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. I mean, it's Hill's, I guess, first full outdoor season since like 2008 or 9 or something. So, I mean, that's for him. I think it's a great place to go up there and kind of get a year under his belt, and then hopefully be back all full time this year or this upcoming year, Supercross and Motocross. I think that'd be awesome to see him down there. But great series for him to go up there and get his feet wet again.
Yeah, they're moto crazy up there too. I know that. I mean, they're like Australia. I mean, they're very similar. They love moto. I mean, I think they deserve to have some riders down here. I think the Canadians deserve to have a Motocross Nations team, and they deserve to have some riders down here. But for some reason, none of their riders come down here, and I guess last year they did send them, but for the most part, they've been left out of the Motocross Nations too, and they have a huge moto community up there. So yeah, I think they kind of get the shaft up there, and it's good to see Mike up there, and it's good to see Fasciotti running with them. But he's not top 5 down here.
He came down like a couple years ago, didn't he, with Troy Lee as a fill-in? Colt?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he ran
pretty good, I think.
Southwick?
I think he was like top 10, or I know he's like top 15, but it's the races that he did, I think, he was hovering around there. So, I mean, he's definitely he definitely rides very well, that's for sure.
Yeah, even the Medaglia brothers too. They've been down the U.S. A few times as well. I remember. I mean, I used to remember Jeremy Medaglia especially, always super fast at Southwick. I mean, I don't know what it was. He just ran with the locals every time, and he's always been very fast there. His brother Tyler is also really, really quick as well, and those Canadian heavyweights up there too. They're there's a fast crew up there. They shouldn't be taken lightly. I mean, it's each year. It's like. It's more impressive, and for the Canadian fans, it's got to be an awesome treat for them. So it's good.
Yeah, I was a little bummed to hear that Mikey was getting egged, And
Yeah, I did hear that too. Yeah.
You can't eat it and all that stuff.
Yeah, but that's you're jumping into that territory the way Alessi is. It's you gotta be ready for that stuff. It's because Motocross fans are we're all so core and so wild at times, and our emotions kind of get the head of us a lot. And with the Lessies, they bring a lot of a lot of baggage up north there. So with them, it's tough for them.
So it was you, Matt.
Go ahead. Yep, me.
What is Matty doing?
I don't know.
was me. Hey, was Calgary that place with the sweet backdrop of the city?
Yes.
Oh, that is unbelievable. Yeah, that is Calgary. Yeah.
I would do horrible things to a cousin to shoot there.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Ugh, I saw the pictures and I was like, oh, shit. Really? This? Great.
Do we have anything like that with a city
No.
anywhere near?
Nothing.
Well,
I
there's
would say
17 Supercross races.
Eh,
Well, yeah.
Give it that, but
I would say probably the closest anything is to a city would probably be Colorado, and that's way too far.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to pretty much cut it short this week, I guess. We had two good guests.
Whoa,
We're going to preview Muddy Creek tomorrow, or we're going to preview Muddy Creek next week. Do you guys want to get into last week's racing, or you want to do that on next week's show?
I think we should talk about the recent press release that was out. I think that should be a.
Hey, we can't just cut it short here. Come on.
Yeah. There's some big news that happened, and we have to kind of.
Get under the rug.
No.
Ask Dan.
I think
Ask
that should be
Dan
the
how
first thing
up-to-date I
said in
am.
the show. But first thing should have been that. But I think we can do it now. 50 minutes in. Good timing.
No, yeah. Yeah, so what do you guys, the press release is now out. James Stewart tested positive. What are your thoughts on it, Matty? You obviously got something there. What are you thinking? What are you thinking should happen? What are you thinking about the way it was handled this week?
What did he test positive for, though?
I don't think it says
Yeah, I don't think it's
exactly.
either.
Something he was prescribed for, and that was about it.
The consensus is it's Adderall.
Okay.
That's what they're saying?
Yes.
Man, is that really performance enhancing? Shoot, I just took a bunch of Advil and played ping pong.
It is performance enhancing. Just for the record, I've known people that have taken it and raced. If you're not ADD, it is. If you take it all the time, it's not. But if it's something that you don't take and then you take, yeah, it's over-the-counter speed.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for example,
I need to get the full details on it.
Hey, by the way, I just want to have a heads up here. We're on 4 pages on Vita now, 4. So, forgot to mention that. On the
Hey,
The other one was
how up to date was I?
What's that?
For Dan. Dan asked me during the week. I had no idea what was even going on.
You were under a rock, literally, I think.
Yeah, he was like, "Have you not been on the internet?" And I was like, "Actually."
Yeah, for me, originally when I saw it, I was like, okay, word's getting around. It seems legitimate. Then, like after a couple of days, like it was supposed to be announced, Tuesday, I think it was.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a rumor kind of got out of control right now, and people kind of getting really peed off about it and all that stuff. So I was starting to think, okay, someone really talked it up, and now it's just in the hole, nothing. So that's what I thought right off the bat. But and just an hour ago, now we know what happened. So it's crazy.
Hmm.
Well, the press release says nothing other than, yes, there's a person, his name's James Stewart, and he tested positive. We're in full communication with WADA. It really doesn't, and it just leaves more speculation. I do appreciate that they finally did this, and they put it out. This week they left everybody under a shroud of suspicion. I think it was the worst way they could have handled it.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than just come out, they leaked just enough, and I don't know, I got to think somebody knew what they were leaking, but they leaked just enough for it to get out. 50 pages later, and every single rider in the sport under suspicion, we now get a name. So that's good. But I think this whole thing, the way it's been handled, has been horrible. And I think if they don't do something serious, it's going to be even worse. So I don't want James to be thrown under. I want him to come up with some kind of prescription. But if he had a prescription for it, they wouldn't say he tested positive, because you present prescriptions to WADA when you take the test, so they know what you take. So I don't think, unless he can backdate something or something come up, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, that's like when I hear with
go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, back at Glen Helen, it was when they had that WADA meeting, I heard you really had to do something in order to be caught, basically. If it was everything was all there handed out to you, being like, this is how you pass it, basically, and basically give you the green light, any assistance guidance you needed. Yeah. So to be tested positive for something, it's like, what else was there? So I don't know. It's a very it's a new thing now, now within the sport now, and it's kind of now come up. Now I think what the next steps is what are the next steps? What should be done next? I mean, should we see a Stewart interview eventually soon? Who's going to grab that? Whatever. Or we going to see something from James? Kind of not pull the lance through, but hopefully go direct off the bat, and kind of just tell people, be like, you gotta, it happened, we move on, and I'll pay the fines, that's it, and hopefully it doesn't, the thing I'm more worried about too is that now there's gonna be this cloud over Stewart now that he does this stuff and all that stuff, and I don't know, I hope it's not too crazy, but I can't control that.
If anybody thinks Adderall made Stewart who he is, you're messed up.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you think, Chase?
I just feel bad for Guy B and Scotty over at Vital. Holy cow! Like
the servers are hopping.
40 or 50 pages, and that's exactly 40 or 50 pages with probably a lot of posts getting removed off of there. Man, brutal couple days for those guys. So props for them.
5 pages.
Keeping the servers going over there. So no, it's a bummer to see something like that come out. I mean, obviously, Stewart puts in the work through the week. It's that's more of a drug that helps you concentrate or focus. He obviously is in great physical condition. I don't think that Adderall has anything to do with him being in as well physical shape that he's in right now, and he's obviously in great shape. Looking at the last few motos that he's been running away from those guys. It's been pretty awesome to watch. So. Man, I don't know. Hopefully maybe some more comes out on it. The PR was pretty vague in really even what it even was that he tested positive for. I think I saw it was actually from Yoshimura Suzuki. So I mean,
yep.
Obviously they're not gonna just kind of throw everybody under the bus, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the deal is if he's able to appeal it, and how long that process is, and if it gets swept under the rug kind of after that maybe, and nothing really comes about of it, or we see a big penalty to kind of, this is the first time something like this has really happened, so maybe we'll see a big penalty, and just to kind of teach everybody, I guess, a lesson, and maybe just scare them off from taking anything like that. I really don't know. It's just a bummer kind of.
Tell us what it is, Chase. Chase,
I
can
didn't
they tell us what the drug is?
I'm not sure. I don't think it said it in the press release that Yoshimura Suzuki sent out. I don't know if there'll be any other press releases or not regarding it from other sources, but we'll see what it is. I guess right now speculation's Adderall, and that's about all I've heard. So we'll guess just have to see in the next few days or weeks or months or whatever. So should be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think, and Chase too. I mean, do we see a ripple effect of some sort from this, as far as, say there's a really hefty fine. Say it's like, shoot, like a 6-digit type thing, or if it's, crazy high fine or something like that. Does that ripple out to the other rule makers in the sport, with AMA, FIM, things like that, for any, not any major infractions like that, but does everyone's kind of penalties, does the penalties all go up just because they see that it's enforced that well? Do we see that, you think?
I'm not really sure. I think we kind of touched base on something like that. I think in a past show where, some of those guys, I mean, if they drop like, a couple $100,000 fine or something crazy on Stewart, how could they do that to a privateer? I mean, the privateers just don't have the money or the funds to be able to do that. So I don't know. It's a kind of a crazy sport to. I mean, they just really need to look at it. In that aspect is they've got to be able to treat, I guess, everybody the same almost, and I don't think you can do that having all those privateers that they are not paying very well. So
yeah, they got to fill it like a tax return now. They got to find out what they're making and do a percentage of that or something. I don't know,
guys. Yeah, that's a rough one.
It's definitely something new to the sport. So it, like I said, this will definitely be probably a learning experience for pretty much everybody involved. So
this is why I'll stick to hit and record at races, not making rules. So.
Exactly.
It works good.
So what do you got?
Maybe doing drugs.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have Stewart on here. Maybe we can be his first interview.
There you go.
Yeah. I think another issue that everybody's going to be confused with is, you were mentioning, Matt, that Wada was talking at Glen Helen. It was actually, and I'm sure you know this, but it was actually USADA at Glen Helen.
Okay.
And Wada is the Supercross, and I think
that's true. Yep.
I think it's going to confuse everybody because James is probably going to be at Muddy Creek, and there's not going to be any fine. So we're going to hear this thing. He was tested positive, and so we're not going to hear about a penalty until maybe, the next Feld race or FIM, the race with the FIM and Wada would probably be Monster Cup. I don't even know if FIM does that, but. If not Monster Cup, Anaheim 1. So it's kind of confusing on what the penalties are going to be like too, and when they're going to be enforced, who's going to enforce them, and what the penalty is going to be as far as fine dollar signs.
Yeah, well, is it fining or is it going to be, let's say he can't race the first 3 races, then points wise for next year, it's unless he pulls a string off and hopefully he gets up there, but. Will that ruin his season next year? Let's put it that way.
Well, it very well could if they take races, obviously. But can they? Can Feld afford to do that? I mean, James is their #1 draw. He
on the
is
promoting side, yes. Yeah.
I think they look back at last season's results and just take him out of that, and I don't know, maybe take his purse money, maybe find him what his purse money was or something from the races or from Seattle's race or something. I really don't know. Just exclude him from Seattle's results, find him whatever his purse money was, and move on. I just don't see him taking him out of next season, especially. Man, if you drop him first couple races, Stewart's getting a little bit older. Maybe he just says, the hell with it, and I'm done. I'm not going to have a chance of winning a championship, so why even race the rest of the rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially with the rule. I mean, if there's a ruling on it, the penalties, wherever they are, it's either going to be one of 2 things. It's either going to be, it's light, move on, or holy crap, this is way too much. It's like it'd be almost like RC with the fuel situation, back in 06 or 05 or whatever. To where it's like, okay, it was a really, took a whole race away from him, and then later on, it's like, you got the points back, where it's so stringent. So I think it's gonna be either one of those 2 ways. I think, because if there's a middle ground to it, even if it's middle ground, it'll still be like, you know what, it happened, whatever, move on. It's not as doesn't seem like it's enforced enough. So to the point of the penalty. So that's my opinion on that. So.
Yeah, well, then there's a lot of other things confused me this week too, with like the way Chad Reed and Ricky Carmichael were acting about it. It was almost like, they obviously knew it was James. A lot of people thought it was, but they knew. I would believe they know, and they were really, really pushing it. Like, why is no one going to say anything? And they were really. I just felt it was a little I don't know what they were doing on social media, but did you guys read some of the stuff they were tweeting and saying on Instagram? Yep.
Yeah, I saw that.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I think yeah, I mean I'm really open-minded on stuff too. I didn't know what the rider they were talking about, and all that, I mean, but still, I think I don't know. It's such a tough topic there, I guess. But yeah, Chase, go for it on that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really catch too much of it from Reedy or Carmichael or any of those guys. I saw a picture. Dirt Shark posted something up. That his boys were clean. It had like Hill up, on the podium and all his crew. And I don't know. That's really I didn't really see a whole lot of other stuff. And I don't know. I mean, Chad Reed is just a genius of social media. So whatever he was doing was probably gaining them like 20,000 followers. That day or something ridiculous. I mean, that dude, I don't know what he does. It's just, it's crazy, but he definitely knows how to, market himself. And I mean, I think on that side, it's cool to see somebody be able to do that so well and to play the social media game, as good as anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know where to go with it. I don't know what to think. I mean, I don't know what's right and what's wrong in this situation. I mean, it's first of all, testing is not it's not going to solve the problem. It's basically just going to expose the problem that we already know is there. So we need to figure out what's going to fix the problem. And I don't know that dragging people through the coals is the what to do. I think testing needs to be there. I guess I'm not a fan of it personally. So unless it's done right, and the only way to do it right is to just have strict punishments that everybody knows about. Of course, they're enforced. They're done. Everybody's to the same exact, held to the same exact thing. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. And, go ahead.
The crazy thing that kind of to me is like, everybody in the past is like trying to push all the drug tests. We want drug testing. We want drug testing and stuff. Well, now somebody's tested positive. It's come back for a substance called potentially, called Adderall, if that's what it ends up being. And that's like nobody. I just feel like nobody cares about that or something like that. What they want is people that are on steroids, performance enhancing, and I don't know. I mean, I guess you could look at that as performance enhancing, with maybe being able to focus a little bit better. But I think that's the drug that they weren't really trying to catch people with, I guess, or that everybody was hoping to catch people, taking, I think more so the, steroids, something that's going to give them a, really physical advantage over somebody. So I could almost just see them blowing this under the, the rug and just forgetting about it and moving on. So.
Yeah, I think for what I see, I mean, if it's to the point of like when you want to see, when you want to see it enforced, it's to the point of like, it's all behind closed doors, if they do it, and obviously it's not like out in the air where they're on the starting line, you just see needles all over the floor, you don't see that. So, but I mean, it's it's again, like I agree with you saying. I mean, it's so hard to kind of to enforce it and then stay by that, but again, it's just exposing it, and which people, I mean, they want to be, they want to know what everything's going on. They all want to be the insider and all know it. So it's, it's just helping that, but I mean, there's cost for that to do the testing. I mean, doesn't it cost the promoters or even the series or itself to use the drug testing too? Is that true?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's a cost factor with that too. That's they're investing to make sure the series is clean. I think it's almost to the point where it's almost helping it's making the series more legitimate, and that's it. But just to show that we're not a bunch of PED, again, needles all over the ground type of thing. We're clean and all that. So it's just money spent just to keep it clean that way, just to kind of tell everyone that we're clean. And I don't know, it's strange.
All I know is I think I talked to you earlier this week, I posted an interview with James Stewart, and I posted a little 400-word thing about this drug testing thing, and James Stewart gets, 3,000 to 5,000 reads, and a little post about the drug testing deal gets 50,000 reads. And it's just, that's kind of the society we live in right now, and I don't know if they're looking for press with it, or I don't.
I don't know if it's looking for press, but it's more of just kind of just showing that the series in a good light. That we're clean. We police our riders.
I guess. I'm just not a fan of the way it was handled this week, and I think I was really behind drug testing too, and the way it was handled this week and the way this came about, I just wasn't a fan of.
I would think though that since the PR looked very short, it was probably a lot longer 2 days ago. So, I mean, it was probably a lot longer 2 days ago, and they were like, no, take that one out. Yeah, take that paragraph out. Take that one out. Yeah, that's not working. They were like, okay, he did it. All right. Oh, our sponsors. And then that's it. So,
yeah, there's nothing in there. What, Maddie?
We'd like to roid up. We got it going here with the whatever extreme fuel for the mind this is.
Is that Will Ferrell on there?
Say what?
Is that Will Ferrell on there? The picture?
Looks like Harry Carey.
Close.
Hey, we got no drug testing here at the Wozplex.
Yeah, we're just pissing in cups all day long.
Yeah, there's really not much else to say about it because we don't know much more. I guess we're going to let this play out and see what happens, and I'm sure we'll see James at Muddy Creek.
I would hope so, yeah. I mean, as a fan, I'd like to see him there racing. I'll be there next week, too, so I'll be like, yeah, it'll be great. But I don't know. Again, it's a supercross ruling, I don't think it should really affect nationals. Again, two different drug administrations as well, so.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And I just want to give a heads up, too, as well. People that are watching have been checking the comments a little bit. They're asking, where's Dino, where's Tommy Weeck and all that? Well, we interviewed them the first half hour of the show, so the live show is also like a DVR type deal where you can just rewind while we're still live here right now. If you don't want to hear us talking, which, okay, you can go and rewind back and go watch our interview with Wilson and Week as well. We had a lot of comments about that. So
don't miss Dean Wilson's interview. It was funny.
Yeah, the Dino was funny. Even Tommy too. Tommy's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never met Tommy in person myself, and I thought it was great, having him on. So thanks Dan there for setting those up, no doubt about it. And but anyways, yeah, if you want to check back those interviews, just click the scrub bar, go right back to the beginning, and listen away. So.
Yep. You want to take us out of here today, Matt?
I could do that. I mean, we can run down what's been going on. I mean what's been new at MotoXAddicts? I mean, what's you got coming up? With content or anything else that's going on your site? The next coming week or so, especially with no racing going on. But what's up for MotoXAddicts?
Just the standard. I mean, we'll do our normal coverage. We'll have God, what do we got going on? We got interviews with Trey Kennard. Who else we got this week? We got Trey Kennard coming up. Jason Anderson, Jeremy Martin, and one other, but I can't seem to remember. But yeah, we just got our standard interviews going up. Each week we do our interviews. We do. We're by far the quickest if you want results. I'm totally stumped here. I didn't expect to be asked about what I do. But yeah, quickest with results. We'll have interviews. Go to us for news, moto news, and Chase Yocom's gonna be doing that stuff too because he's good at it. I don't know. We motocross news, interviews, bullshit, editorials, just your standard stuff. A lot of it stuff.
Awesome.
Whoa.
And MXPTV, we're actually gonna be at the Pleasure Valley Raceway up in Jeff Cernick's track up in Pennsylvania. We're doing a Loretta Lynn regional qualifier for the youth classes in the Northeast this weekend, so we'll be covering the action up there. We'll be up there all weekend, hanging out, doing some videos, photos as well. Rice will be along as well, so he's actually right upstairs, right above me right now. So, if you hear footsteps in my shot, that's him. So, but anyways, yeah, we'll be out there doing that, and thank you. So, anyways, yeah, we're gonna do coverage out there, and also we did a lot of stuff at. I was at Blue Diamond last weekend. There was a women's pro-am race, which it was supposed to be on the WMX schedule this year, but just kind of last minute didn't go in the schedule. So a lot of women riders showed up. It was over $5,000 purse. Marissa Marcolon came away with the win, and Mackenzie Tricker was the favorite going in, and she ended up getting second. So, you know, it was great seeing the women riders. It was a little over 20 riders, but it was, you know, a really good talented 20 riders showing up. So, all the coverage for that on the site as well. We did like a race show format, pretty much. You know, we had a desk set up. We had like a post-race show. It was kind of cool. So, so check that out. And but yeah, we got coverage all around, and you know, I'm in the Delaware area for people that don't know, and hit the Northeast tracks as much as possible each weekend, and then from there, I'm doing Muddy Creek next weekend, and I might do Red Bud maybe, and you know, for the next couple of weeks, and you know, try to hit record and make things happen. That's about it. So that's what's going on MXPTV at least.
God, you're much better at that than I am.
There's things going on. There's more going on, but it's like just there's a lot.
I sounded like crap. I mean, I got a lot going on, man. I just don't know how to convey it. I need help.
Nah, it's you did well. You did well. That was good. Just off the top of your head, that was fine. I thought.
So. All right, take us out.
Okay, I think we're good. So yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. I want to thank, obviously, our table crew right here with Rice throwing ping pongs, I guess, right now.
Say no to drugs.
Say no to drugs, I guess. Yes, that's another one. That's a very good note for today.
Drink Red Bull. Stay off drugs. Stay in school.
There you go. So, but yeah, again, thanks for watching every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's where we're going to try to do shows. And again, next time, feel free to chat in. Feel free to take your questions, comments about what's going on live. We'll do our best to get them out there. We did a bunch today. So, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the races, I guess. So, see you later. Thanks for watching.